you for joining us for another episode of I Am Panther Presents. Today we say goodbye to Imperfect Women as we try to explain the ending of episode 8 and what the series overall meant to us. Kim and I kind of agree that ultimately it was like 3 Lifetime movies just kind of shoved together. So we're going to break each one of those out. Each woman, really, each character deserved their kind of own story. But anyway, what did the ending mean? Did it satisfy meet our expectations? Are we disappointed? Are you disappointed? Did you like it? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. You can like on the video. You can comment on the video. You can share the video. Let's get to it.
Wait, I got to do it now. Wait. This is gonna be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Blatant truth. I appreciate it. I thought about you as I was writing Kim, and I was like, David, don't rant. Just wait until Saturday because I don't want to review it before we review it. But Kim, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about this episode as we saw episode 8, and then we're gonna do a pullback and talk about the series overall, and why Lifetime television for women is behind me. We'll get into that. But Kim, please, where would you like to begin for episode 8?
Well, episode 8, okay, where we can begin. Because I was just Mary annoyed me this whole episode, but we doing positives, right? So
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this episode, there was only a couple of things. Like I took some notes, right? I didn't like. Let me see. I felt. Let me see. I'm sorry. Let me look at my notes. Let me look. Okay. So the meeting with the cops and the family, unnecessary. Totally.
Okay.
Mary. Okay. Wait, I'm trying to find a positive. I don't think I wrote a positive down, but me. I did not write a positive, but okay. So I felt like there were certain parts of this that were really good, like when Mary and Eleanor actually got together and were like, we're gonna work together to really figure this out and really try to get Howard arrested. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was real, but I did feel like they should have told the detective what they were doing, because literally Howard could have killed both of these women. I mean, he overpowered both of them. So I was very, I was actually kind of scared in that part. I was like, oh my God, is he going to end up killing these women? But I really did think that, that they showed that at the end of the day, they are family and they are friends. Like they're imperfect women. And that's what they showed. We are flawed, but all of us are, right? Their friendship was very flawed. All friendships have secrets. All friendships have ups and downs. All friendships, even male, have jealousy, right? You're envious sometimes of your best friend. Your best friend may have a wonderful husband who takes care of you and the kids, and then you have a husband who's cheating on you and doesn't even pay you any attention. Do you know what I mean? And you're envious of the fact that your friend has what you really want. That happens with everybody. So I thought that they did a really good job of showing that. And then also I did like, these are just things that I liked for episode 8. I did love, actually, I'm going to say I love Cheryl Lee Ralph. One of my favorite actresses, period, hands down. When I was a child, I saw her in Dreamgirls on Broadway with Jennifer Holliday. Wonderful. She is absolutely a treasure that we should enjoy until she no longer wants to do this thing called acting. Her monologue, brilliant, because at the end of her monologue, you realize she's always loved her daughter. She's always been on her daughter's side. Eleanor didn't feel that way. But when she told her that this one mistake that you made does not define your entire life, or it doesn't define who you are, and that you love those people and you created your own family that's going to be there for you, I was like, whoever wrote that, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. That's what you tell your kids, right? So I thought that was wonderful. And like I said, those things right there, I really thought brought episode 8 all the way together. Everything else, everything else, garbage. Sorry.
Okay. Laughing at Kim trying to find the positives. Hello, Demarcus and crew. No, this is based on a book, so there will be no season 2. Like this is the and this is wrapping up that story, and there's really no more story to tell. I mean, really.
No, no.
They even so positives. I liked that they gave they gave Mary and Eleanor a new storyline and of the estranged, violent now husband trapped in a custody battle who decides that the only way to get out of this is to get rid of my wife. So I like that scene of like I'm taking you back to the scene of the crime, giving almost a comic book type monologue of why I did it and that kind of stuff. But ultimately, I gotta get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? And then I can have the anyway, positive. So like I like the idea again, she's in mortal danger. He lets her call Eleanor. Eleanor shows up, hits him with the car. Somehow he survives. Like this is a Lifetime movie. Attacks Eleanor. Then Mary shows up, saves her friend, you know what I'm saying? And basically lets all her frustrations out of his back.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of your bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Ella Candy. So for Mary's story, I felt that was again a new storyline that they jumped into one episode, and it kind of saved her arc and made her relevant, right? Like I'm like, okay,
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay,
yeah, that's one of my notes. Yeah.
like I'm kind of rooting for you a little bit. So like positives, right?
Yeah.
So to go along the Mary positives, so like you said, the reunion between Eleanor and her mom was good, and this is good acting. It just didn't feel necessary because we started off with
it wasn't
like
no.
I loved it, but like you need to start me off with she ran to LA because of her mother. No, 25 years ago she went to this college because her mom was like, you're going to go to my HBCU. You're going to be just like me. And she was like, fuck you, mom. And fuck you, son, brother. I'm going to this college. And that's how I met these two. This is the family I created 25 years ago. And they've been my ride or die since then. Like now it kind of comes together of like, she's been tracking her through the sun. And that's why he was taking pictures, right? Like bring this thing together. And now it's like, now that I made a public spectacle of myself. I'm coming home, hat in hand, and mom was like, I love you. We can get past this, even though the scandal is over. Like this, if this was episode 3, this would make sense. My friend murder has not been solved. Robert's not talking to me. Cora's not talking to me. I got nothing else. If this was episode 3, I would understand. And it's like we're gonna get through this and weather the storm, and now we can get back to finding out who killed your friend.
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Like it's just misplaced. Like I forgot about
well,
Donovan.
Remember we talked about that. Like Donovan said early on, mom is coming. That whole thing, what happened with that? We get mom all the way at the end. I'm thinking scheduling. I'm thinking Cheryl Lee Ralph maybe had a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
Could only get there for the 8th episode. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it's editing. It's not like they could just
true.
You know what I'm saying? It's more like that's because it's right. It's just stick that thing right there, and then now we've wrapped up Eleanor's family issues. And now we can move on. The finale was rushed. I feel they just didn't have much to do left. I don't want to say it was rushed. It's like, what story are you trying to tell? This was advertised as a murder mystery. 3 friends, thicker than thieves. One of them ends up dead, and the other 2 is trying to figure out who killed their friend, and that was solved in episode 7. Done. Howard was identified as the killer and arrested. There's no need for episode 8 if you're trying to wrap up Nancy's story. Her story was wrapped up in episode 7. This is about Mary and Eleanor at this point. And again, creating this new drama for Mary, and Eleanor's just there, just trying to help her
Right.
through it. Really. So to continue on with Mary,
Mhm.
what did y'all think with Robert hosting her child's 10-year-old birthday party?
Okay. Let me see. Did I have a note on that? Okay, so I had a question. I said, what was that look between Mary and Robert at the end? Now, I did notice this because I'm a fan, and so I noticed these things. Mary's weight has gone down since episode 1, right? She in the outfit she had on, the green dress, you could tell that she's lost a little weight. So I don't know when episode 1 was taped versus episode 8, but she slendered down, right? To me, the look was, it could be so many things. It could be, I'm attracted to you. It could be, we have a secret. I mean, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. It could also be, you are my wife's best friend. We just went through a traumatic thing together, right? Well, let's be friends. Do what Nancy would have done as far as giving the party, giving her daughter a beautiful party. Because Nancy would have done that probably, right? Let her have her daughter's birthday party at the beautiful house and have all the balloons and all the frills or whatever, right?
I hear.
I'm thinking maybe that's what Robert did. Robert was like, "This is what Nancy would do. I'm gonna do it for Mary," right?
Okay.
Because a lot of people were like, "What is going on there?" And I was like, "I know she's not sleeping with him too."
Not yet. Not yet. She said so. The problem with the party idea is that they never established that throughout the series, right? Like she had an
Mhm.
annual New Year's party
Right.
for her, right?
Yeah.
The only birthday party they went to was at Mary's house, and Robert and Nancy showed up there. Robert didn't really want to be there, right? Also,
Yeah.
remember, as we get into the custody issue, she goes to Robert asking for a character witness, and he says, "You are digging at the bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're asking me to talk about you." So, which doesn't make sense. They've known each other for 25 years because they
Right.
met in college, which they never
Yes.
still haven't really acknowledged that all three of them were there, plus him, plus Howard in college,
Yes.
which is confirmed when ex-wife shows up and says, "I've been running from Howard for 20 years." And I'm like,
Right.
talk about that bullshit later. Because I'm like, this is a whole different movie. But no, I took it as she's like, I'm gonna get Howard. I'm gonna get Robert. I'm gonna get Robert. I've been pretending to have sex with Robert, and I'm gonna try. She's gonna make an effort. She's
You
gonna,
think
and
so?
that's how I took it because when she said, "I don't see what both of my friends saw in you," and that was
Yeah.
a backhanded compliment, right? Oh,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
that Kennedy look, but you're nothing on the inside. She's saying, "Why can't you fuck me? Like both of my friends, and I can't get none. Like what's wrong with me? What's wrong?"
But then also too, I felt like pot calling kettle black. Mary was not a strong woman by no stretch of the imagination. You had to turn to drugs in order to just have three children and a husband. Like Mary was, I mean, Robert is weak. Yes, we know his money comes from his family, but Mary's not strong either. Like what her husband said. I thought that were gonna be dynamic in this world, right? And then what did you do? You became a housewife. But wait a minute, Howard, isn't this what you wanted her to be? A
So,
housewife?
so we got a lot of contradictions that really get on my
Yes.
nerves with this. Would y'all say that All's Fair is better than? That's not the same. It's not the same
They're
thing,
not
Mark.
the same.
No, but
No.
but acting wise, absolutely, absolutely. Like this is far better. I take this more seriously than All's Fair. It's
Yeah,
like
because all fair is not supposed to be serious.
as you put. I'm just saying like Imperfect Women is better, is more grounded. The actors are real actors, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and they're committed to the role. It was yeah, that's what I'm saying. So from an acting story perspective, this was better. This was better. But they're
Mhm.
totally different shows. Budget cuts are ruining these shows now. Shirley Ralph probably left because she's in the shot. So again, it's only one episode, and again, it's editing really. Kim, what you got planned for most? Okay, being
Oh, I don't
Rebecca,
know yet.
maybe what's your plan for Mother's Day? My mother passed in 2020, so Nothing. But it's fine. I like to recognize mothers in my life for that. Um, so I feel they make no effort to explain why is Robert all of a sudden hosting this kid's birthday party. There and
Yeah.
Cora's there. So I'm like,
Mhm.
why is she there? Like this doesn't make something happened
Well, no,
between
no,
those
no.
three.
I think. Okay, so what I think happened is that Eleanor and Mary found the killer of his wife. That's big. That's huge.
That
That's huge.
what does that have to do with hosting a kid's birthday party?
Because okay, what because Nancy. Okay, so Nancy would have done this for Mary. Nancy is no longer there. So Robert is like, look, we have our differences, Mary, but you went through a lot. I went through a lot. We got Nancy's killer. Let me do this for you. The problem. I understand what you're having because I'm having it too. We needed that scene. We needed some type of conversation, maybe in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen, away from the children, where
Yes.
Mary and Robert said to her, she says to him, "Thank you for throwing this party," and he says, "You know what? Nancy would have done this,
There you go.
so
All
I'm
right.
trying to do
All
what
right.
Nancy
All right.
did. And you know what? I did not tell you, but I thank you for what you and Eleanor did. I didn't, something like he mentions
So,
what happened. Do you know what I
so
mean?
yes. So yeah, give me that because this doesn't make sense. And again, Cora being there just irritated shit. I'm like, what are
Mm-hmm.
we trying to do? And again, where's Eleanor? Like, why is she on a yacht? Now she got yacht money. She got private jet and yacht money. And you name it,
Wait,
Nancy.
Eleanor's rich though.
I'm
Eleanor
like,
has.
we never see she drives a nice car. She has a condo. You know what I'm saying? But like, this is different level. Like, why would you name your boat after your friend? The birthday party should have been on the boat. It should have been the two friends and the kids on Nancy by themselves celebrating the birthday. Rob, no, that's what Rob. So now that Eleanor has moved on and finds some random black man she's in love with, they're at the birthday party because
Okay.
this is about the we are together. I'm with my sister celebrating her child, my niece. I have moved on, Robert. I have a man. Robert has moved on. He has someone, and we're all happy dory, and that makes hunky dory, and that makes sense now. But like her on the boat with her brother, I'm like, and he got a date. I'm like, where's Jordan? Where the fuck is Jordan? Like, who is this random black dude sitting next to you? Like, what are you
That
trying
is
to
one of
get
my
me?
questions, David, I had for you. I was like, what? Okay, so we see this guy sitting next to Eleanor, and they really kind of give you a side shot. Because I was like, have we seen him before? And I just don't recognize him. No, we have never seen this dude. Who is this dude? She seems to be in love, like from dialogue. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this random guy is now her lover. I'm like, okay, what? Like,
What?
it didn't make sense to me.
It's like all these shows have the same storylines. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but there's always some kind of relationship drama and some kind of killing. But there are very very different in that sense. But no, I was like, what the? So I felt like again, Eleanor's ultimate story is finding love because she spent
Mhm.
25 years refusing to be in a serious relationship because somewhere in her mind she thought Robert was going to come around.
Yeah.
Like and when it finally happened, she had her moment, and he goes, oh, "I'm sorry, you see the miss the signals of me taking you on a fishing trip every year, just you and me." Just because I knew your daddy, you took that too far. Just because I showed up to your house after my wife died, and the only person I wanted with me was you,
Yeah.
you didn't read the signals right. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
no, no, like and I'm like, we should have saw, like we're gonna discuss tomorrow. She misunderstood from the beginning. 25 years ago, when they met in that bar, she was just another person. He was like, "Hey, how
Right.
you doing?" But he met Nancy and was like, "This is the one."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got 25 years of your friend supposedly telling your other friend behind your back, I know there's
Mhm.
something going on between my best friend and one of my best friends and my husband, but it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
we all
Crazy.
miss this. We all missed the signs. They wanted us to know that she came back to the dark. Yep.
Yeah,
They
yeah, she
they
got that
wanted,
chocolate man. That's it. Yeah,
and that's why her brother had to be there. Because he
yeah,
said you should have went to HBCU and leave these Caucasians alone and you'll be all right. Like
yeah,
I was like, thank you, Papa Pope. Because Papa Pope. But I was like, this is a whole different story. What are we doing? And
yeah.
this is not bringing it back to the three girls dancing. She couldn't even be bothered to go to the birthday party. Like she sent to get. Is it because again her and Robert on the outside? Because I think that's the other thing. So connecting to okay, I wish there was a better twist to Nancy's death. Thank you. Like we came up with a far better story. Like we like Mary did it when they there was a
Yeah,
scene.
that she had. Somebody said she had like a disassociate. I think that
Yeah,
was ink, right? Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Like she snapped. She killed her friend. She couldn't accept it, and then later on, she's gonna find out, right? And like, it didn't make any sense. David Eleanor is taking Mary's advice to get your own family, and so she's back hanging out with her family.
you can look at it
That's
that way too. You can look at. I
I
feel
can
like you can. You can look
so
at it
I
that
feel
way.
I that was when she went home and said, "Hey, mom, how you do?" Like to your point, and I'm saying, but we're fast forwarding a year. And we're for
Yeah,
a birthday party. She usually birthday party signify a year.
right.
She needs to be pregnant. She again at the birth. You don't even need dialogue at that point, even though it would have been nice. Her pregnant next to a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan don't need to be there. You know what I'm saying? But he knew him back in Donovan's there with his whatever girl.
Yeah,
Her and Robert are saying hi. She hugs Cora because they made up. And now we got so now it's like, oh, okay, like you said, full circle. She has established relationship and she's moved on from Robert. But again,
right.
that has nothing to do with Nancy. Like they showed her grave by itself. Like they weren't even there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like what? But no, I was like, the only part two would have to be a movie, would be Mary being like, I did all this so I could have Robert. So
That
she
would be nuts, right? That would
she
be nuts. But would that be it? Because to me, I feel like she was jealous of Robert and Nancy. Like she wanted to be them, and she wanted Howard to be like Robert, and she wanted to be like Nancy. And I don't know if that would have worked out. And I don't
well,
know.
I'm saying so Robert hosting this birthday party, does he know that Mary stole from them?
I
Does
don't
she
think so. I don't think
like
so. I mean, there's still secrets going on. They're imperfect women, so there's secrets
no,
still.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that, but I'm saying like I need to like when she finally confessed. It's not even a confession. Like so Eleanor says, I felt guilty because she wanted me to go with her that night, and she feels guilty that she died. I can see that, right? And then
Hmm.
Mary's like, well, yeah, by the way, Howard and I used to play dress up, and I used to pretend to be Nancy. I'm like, this is not the same thing, but okay. But like, you need to tell Robert that, like, yo, did she give the stuff back? No. Like, hey, here's the stuff I stole from your wife, and yeah, I used to dress up. I used to pretend I was Nancy, and I asked Robert to,
Well,
to get.
to be honest with you, that she's told Eleanor, but that's a secret you take to the grave. Like I'm not telling. I'm not. I would never tell. I would never. If
Robert,
I was doing that, I would not tell the husband. I would Eleanor she did. And I felt like the reason why she told Eleanor was because Eleanor was being honest with her and telling
right?
her how she felt. So she was like, they are friends, and that's what you
Yeah,
would do. If your friend lets down her guard, you're gonna let down your guard. And she said
that's
something
right.
that she was shameful of, which
Yeah.
was that she pretended to be Nancy. And so no, she's not gonna tell the husband. He's not in the women's circle. He's like outside, so no, she wouldn't have done that. No, that's not believable to me as a woman. Yeah.
I was as a woman when Eleanor finds out that Mary is making the moves on Robert, like because I feel like that's what that final scene was kind of hinting to. Then she may be a little bit more inclined to be like, "Hey, Robert." Also, when I wrote this down because I thought Eleanor was being trifling as fuck. So when she goes back and sees Robert and says, I'm trying to make amends or whatever. I'm gonna talk to Cora and tell her about us and tell her about Nancy and Nancy and Scott because I don't want to keep any more secrets. I was like, bitch, that is not your place. Like, you are not going to tell my daughter that her mom was having some kind of sexual relationship with her
Yeah,
stepfather.
I didn't think that was what I was like, Robert, why aren't you? This is the thing. Mary was right about Robert. Robert really is just like he's just like a jellyfish. He should have should say to and he should have said to Eleanor, no, that is not your place to say that to my child. Like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like Eleanor was overstepping. Like, you're
So,
overstepping. This is not really your family. Like, we love you,
yeah,
but this is not your business. This is not really your
right.
family. Like, pump the brakes on stuff like that.
Right. And then, like, what us? What do you want to tell her about us? Like, to be like, hey, girl, we met 25 years ago. I wanted your daddy this whole time. But anyway,
Mhm.
your mom died, and I thought that'd be a good moment to move in. That's not going to fix anything with Cora. But is that
No,
what you? They
no,
made no effort to show us that scene because that would have
nope.
been ridiculous. And to be like, yeah, I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, it's not about you, Robert. Are you doing this because I rejected you? No, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are. Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are. This is your way. One, I think she just wanted to double check to make sure we are done, right? Just want to like this ain't
Yeah.
happening, right?
Like, we are not doing this anymore, right? No, no, right? Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go tell your daughter everything,
Right,
all the
right, right,
positions,
right,
everything.
right. I was like, I mean, I'm gonna still have your baby. We don't know how much time has passed. We don't know how
Right?
much time has passed. So technically,
Yeah.
she could have been pregnant. Like, I would have. That would have been a season 2 to be like, hey, and then therefore Cora has to kill her. She don't want to, but then she got to. So I want again changing storylines. I'm like, what
Yeah.
in the fuck? So again, now all of a sudden, now we're having a custody dispute in this situation
Uh huh.
between Mary and Howard.
Hmm.
So Mary tells her public defender or her counselor or whatever, right? Her social worker person, right? To be like, well, he's manipulative. He's sinister. And do you have any kind of police reports or anything? No. Well, then we won't need to. Then Marcus magically is like, he's been cheating on her for years. That's right,
Yeah.
mom. I know.
Yeah.
What? Like,
What? Yeah.
so
You
you
never
do.
said anything. You never mentioned it. You never like put a note on my pillow. Nothing. Like, yeah.
I'm super detective. I'm a housewife. I sit at home all day and I didn't see any of this. Like, tell me something. So did she know or did she not know that Nancy was happening? I'm like, but then they get to court. Don't want to bring up any his bad side. All of a sudden, ex-wife shows up, and it's like he's a terrible guy. He shouldn't be able to, to reproduce, so procreate. So she said, "I'm sorry. Are you saying my children were a mistake? And this is the woman that you put on the stand to help you get these kids that Howard should not have made in the first place?"
David, that whole courtroom scene needed to be trashed. Like, why was it even done? Bringing in the ex-wife who didn't say that Howard beat her behind the entire time they married. He did it one time, not to give him like a pass, but I'm saying he did it one time. You're breaking up. A lot of people have physical arguments when they break up, right? I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying, so was he mentally abusive to you? Other than this physical abuse one time? Please tell me more information so that if you're trying to mess up his character, because I was like, okay, he got mad one time and he pushed you down some stairs. Yeah, a mistake. That was a mistake. And how do we know you tripped? How do we, you know what I mean? Like, how do we know that this was real? You know what I'm saying? To me, the whole courtroom thing could have been done off camera. I'm sorry, it just could have, or it could have
So
been less time.
So you're absolutely right because she didn't even say what he did to her. He just
No.
said that so I was like, oh, you're gonna talk about that he pushed you down the stairs and you're gonna show your knee, right? And then his lawyer is going to say, did you file a police report? Do you have any type of anything to justify these claims that you're putting against my client? No, I
Hmm.
don't. But then she claims, oh, I've been running from him for 20 years. So I thought he was gonna come back. Really? So did you put a restraining order against him or anything? No.
Did he call? Has he called you? Has he harassed you? None of this has happened in 20 years. This was a ridiculous witness. Why is she on the stand?
what are we doing? Then some, but all of that is so now the motivation for Howard to try to kidnap and kill Mary is that he wants to keep his kids. That they
Right.
needed a reason for him to go after Mary. But
Right.
why didn't he go after her when she's trying to put him up for murder? Like, I know you killed Nancy, and I'm getting evidence, and he talks his way through. He don't even raise his voice. He's like, I go down, the kids go away, right? Like, you know that, right? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, daddy, I'll come home. But a judge says, I have to think about this. You can't take the kids right now. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm killing this bitch tonight. Like, I just can't take it.
Yeah.
What? Wait. How many times have we said, again, he poisoned my daughter? How do you know that?
Right.
What evidence do you have of that? Knife to
None.
her, none. Knife to her back. She asks, when did you stop loving me? Bitch, like, I'm about to kill you. That's not really relevant at this point.
But
Like,
David, did you think I thought she was recording?
so
She was asking him these questions, right? I thought in the beginning of that whole scene, I said
yes,
her and Eleanor came up with a plan,
yes,
right? They kind of
yes,
knew he was going to come and try to get her. They didn't exactly know where he was going to take her, but they can move on from that, right? Because Eleanor, maybe there's somehow how she can get a text to Eleanor saying he took me here or something, right? I was thinking that, right? Maybe not realistic, but I'm just saying. And then she's got the phone. It's in that huge dress she has on. Those all the dresses were horrible, but that dress she had on, she could have been recording him, right? Keep the recording on until he gets you, to there. Record everything he's saying, right? Finds out that you're recording. He knocks the phone down, but the phone is still recording. Eleanor is able to contact the police, get the police to come. No, they didn't do any of that.
no.
Any of
Thank
that.
you, Kim. Thank you. This is basic shit, y'all. This is basic. It would have been if there, yeah, it would be better if there was a plan. So, because
Yes,
what's even more crazy, that's what she told him to slow him down from killing her.
she
Hey,
did.
us and the detective came up with a plan that we're gonna be at the hotel because we knew you were coming. But then he lets her call Eleanor, like, hey, just let me call and then you can go away. Well, after killing your friend and me tying you up and everything, yeah, this makes sense. But like you said, in the end, it's all hearsay. It's Nancy and Eleanor's word versus a dead man that Mary
Right.
stabbed in the back 15 times. You know the
Right.
guy that she's in a custody dispute with. Like,
Yes.
how do they know? They gathered no additional evidence to prove that he killed Nancy. Not a thing.
But
Not a
but
thing.
that also too, that detective sucked. That's another one of my notes. Detective is horrible. She didn't even try to look into other suspects. She did Scott because the rich people said it's Scott. So let's just go ahead. The chief is like, I'm tired of this BS. Let's just wrap this case up. And Scott did it. I was like, that is not how you do a case. Okay. I've watched many. My favorite thing to watch is murder mysteries. Okay. I love it. Come on now. So they're coming to you and they're saying there is evidence. If me and Eleanor can give you the evidence, will you help us out? She was like, whatever. I got my suspect. I was like, this is a horrible detective. Because just because it seems like you seem like you have all the evidence to put this man away, it doesn't mean that he actually did it. It's all circumstantial. So if these women are trying to explain to you what happened, can you at least give them something? She was like,
I didn't,
nope.
I didn't like the detective's attitude.
Yeah,
It was
no, me either.
it was plot convenience. It was just
Yeah,
like, and again, we said in our video last week, where the fuck is the phone? Just make an effort to find her phone. He was texting the phone. In episode 8, we get the two friends going, you know what? If you get the phone, you might find the photos that Howard sent to her, right? Like, this makes a connection.
but David, you don't need an actual physical phone.
You don't.
You go into the cloud, okay? Because Quiet Essence kept people. Everything that you do on your phone is in a
Yep,
cloud
yep,
somewhere, and
yep,
it can be pulled, especially with a subpoena by the police department. They can
yep.
pull pictures and they can pull words, text, anything they want,
All of
phone
it.
numbers, the entire phone can be pulled. So this didn't make any sense. Oh, we gotta find her phone. No, you don't. No, you really don't.
And then they get the phone, and somehow magical, stupid ass detective can only see Scott's messages. Like Howard texted her like 15 times
He,
that night.
oh
And
no, no, no.
what-
But remember they said no. They said also that she had a burner phone. She had another phone that she communicated with Howard on.
But no, but at some point they got rid of that. But even Eleanor was like, there should be messages on this phone because Robert
True.
picked up her phone. Like, but the detective looked at none of this. I felt like I was
No.
watching a Tyler Perry movie when the detective is sitting up there with his big ass folder of what the dash cam video, which by the
Right.
way, you didn't even confirm who shot it, where they shot it, right? But let's talk about Scott. Scott has his phone with him and a weapon. Apparently, he brought a gun to this, right? He doesn't. Not only does he not shoot at Howard and try to stop him, he don't even pick up the phone and start taking pictures of this motherfucker to be like, hey, at least I can record him killing
Exactly.
my stepdaughter / secret
Yeah.
lover. Like
Exactly.
none of this happened.
None of that. None of
Hey,
it.
I
He
got him.
could have done a recording of him leaning over, taking the ring
Yes.
off of a dead body.
And what okay, so back to Mary's dumbass questioning. You're about to like you about what? Did you stop loving me? Why are you doing this? Because as you said, Kim, as you said, because you became a housewife, motherfucker. You turned me into a housewife. You knocked me up 3 times. Not that it don't take two to tango for the record, but this is what you made. And all of a sudden, he's like, I hate you because you turned into a housewife, bitch. Like, is that what? No, she was asking, why did you cheat on me? At this point, that's all she's really asking. Why did you cheat on me? But remember, Nancy is the one that initiated this relationship. Like, he don't even go, look, you mad at me, girl. Nancy got on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, she came to me. She controlled this relationship. So just remember that when you be like, I took advantage of her the way I took advantage of you. No, y'all made decisions. And Nancy wanted that penis. You know what I'm saying? And she could have had many others, but she chose Howard. She didn't even ask the question, why was she calling you David? We didn't even get to that.
Yeah, we never got that. We never got that. No.
Like last time I checked, Howard. I know we like to play dress up, but who was David? Did you play dress up too? Yes,
Exactly.
I was David. She was Louise. Like, give me something. Also, y'all, she already broke up with him at the ballet.
She did.
And at that moment, he threatened to be like, I'm gonna tell Robert.
Yep. And he said he was gonna send. Didn't he say he was gonna send the pictures or something? Or
well, that he did later, but he he was like, I'll tell. And she was like, nobody's gonna believe you. That will go bad for you. Now we're having this conversation again. Now it's her who's like, I'm gonna tell Mary. He's like, no, bitch, you can't do that. Why was she there, y'all? She already broke up with him. He already sent the picture to Robert, which means Robert already know that she had an affair. For some reason, he makes no damn effort to confirm who said penis is. But there's nothing else that Howard could have done to her. Nothing.
And then why would this is the thing too? Why would you go underneath a bridge? Which is they always tell you, if you and your boyfriend or whoever you never go to like a dark place like that. You go to a public place, like where she was at the diner with Mary before she got killed. Have them come to the diner. Guess why? Because it's fully lit and there are people inside. You know what I mean?
Well,
why
do
would
you
you
guys
go
think
with
Robert would be looking at Mary in those dresses, Kim? Like, no, but she gonna go. She gonna go with that penis. She gonna be like, I ain't gonna be the only friend not getting it. She's gonna make an effort, and Robert might do it out of spite. I would, if I was Robert, I would be like, let's see. My wife cheated on me, right? With her husband, right? With Howard, right? Now Eleanor, right, left me because now all of a sudden she gone, right? So then it's like I owe. They both think I owe my spouse. Robert could be thinking I owe Nancy a cheat, and it's not even a cheat because she's dead. I owe, and then Mary could be thinking the same thing. As she said, Nancy fucked my husband. So like, you know what I'm saying? So I got no loyalty to her, and now she can play dress up with the actual guy. I would love.
Well, I mean, if you look at the contrast between the Nancy we saw not Nancy, the Mary, the entire all the episodes, the entire show, she was and this is no dig against the actress. I love her. But the clothes they put on her on purpose were
Yes,
frumpy
yes,
clothes. She
yes,
looked like a housewife, right? That
yes,
just doesn't care. Because I'm
yes.
not going to say all housewives are not sexy. They can be sexy. She, on the other hand,
On purpose.
they made sure they wanted her to
Yes,
look a certain way, and
yes,
they achieved it. But at
yes,
the end of the episode, like I said, she lost a little weight, right? And then she had on a satin dress, beautiful emerald green. And I was like, that is her change. Like
yes,
she's doing the change, right? Your
yes,
husband cheats on you,
yes.
you gotta make improvements now, right?
I feel you.
And then the way that she looked at Robert and the way Robert looked at her, like I said, a lot of people who are recapping have different things that they think it may be. And like you said, it could be that she's like, maybe, maybe you might be able to get this, boo. Maybe, But I think they did that on purpose. You know what I mean?
And to give you something like there's more to this story, right? The story's not over.
Right. Right.
At least
Yeah.
for Mary and maybe Robert. So I was like this. Yeah, I was like, what is Mary doing at this moment? But I can see them doing it just out of, I would say out of grief, but out of spite for the other.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank you, gang, thank you. She's no longer invisible. When she said
Absolutely.
when
Hmm.
she said, I take care of my children and he doesn't see it, like no one sees it. Like no one sees me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where the contradiction turns into, because this last episode, she's like, I don't have limbs. I don't have a heart without my children. Who am I without my children? Your children have trapped you in a life that you don't want. I'm like, which one is it? Because she started off like, I thought I was on the pill and then I got pregnant. Like she's dealing with that one decision where her son came from. But then you kept on having kids, and now you're like, what happened to her being a writer? What happened to that? Like,
What happened was life happened, and she allowed life to happen, which happens to a lot of people, men and women. She continued to expand the family. She probably shouldn't have done that. It probably in the beginning probably didn't want a family, and if she was gonna have a family, probably would have been later on in her life when she became a famous writer. But she chose her and Howard chose the life that she had, and then the problem is that he wanted her to be the housewife, stay at home and do these things, because if you think about it, she was having an affair with Howard. If she can have an affair with Howard, she can have an affair with anybody. But if you keep her home as
vice
a
versa.
frumpy housewife, she's not going to be out there, but you're out there and you're having affairs, right?
So
Sometimes these things happen. And what I felt like was Mary made herself disappear. It was her fault that she disappeared. She didn't even try to pursue her career. Women can have a career and have children. They can have a husband too, or a boyfriend or whatever. It was her choice. And the choice, because even when, and this is a really small thing, but I did notice it the second time I watched this episode, at the last one, was that when Eleanor got into the ambulance, and because the lady was like, only family, and Eleanor was like, basically, I am family. She gets in, and Mary says, are you okay? That's Mary, though. Mary is taking care of everybody else
oh, okay, yeah,
but Mary,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
okay.
about everybody else. It's about her kids. It's about Howard. It's about Nancy. It's about Eleanor. What about Mary? And a lot of women, that's what they do. They put everything, they put themselves on the side, and then they make sure everybody else is okay. And I think in this moment, at the very end, we see Mary is now putting Mary first. She is now in the spotlight.
How did she get her kids back? How is she
True, we
paying for
didn't we
everything?
didn't get it. That's one of my notes. We didn't get any of that.
Because she still has a drug addiction, which is why she lost the kids in the first place.
Absolutely.
Like you said, a year later, she still don't have a damn job. So how is she paying for this birthday party or anything else?
But we don't know if she have a job because we don't have an update.
But again,
That could be a weekend. Kids have birthday parties usually
yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, but still, you're living your best life. How are you affording this? Like, what are you doing to pay for anything? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure stabbing your husband in the back doesn't result in insurance money, but that would be part of the conversation. But I thought she was going to write a book called Imperfect Women. She was going to bring this together because every story was told like a narrative, like someone was
Yeah, it
reading
was.
the
Yeah.
narrative, right? So I
Mhm.
thought that's why I thought in the end it was going to be like I'm documenting all of this, and this becomes a bestseller, and that kind of stuff. And now she's being like I said, she can be seen, right? Like because they wasted our time with her in that damn fictional group writing her own story. And
Right.
people were like, I don't like this character. Not that they knew it was her. I don't like this character. Like she's a hoe and all this other stuff. It's like, give me something, y'all. This is a good show to start watching. No. So let me. So this was.
Okay, Tracy, I'm not going to say no. I will not say no. I think it's a good show to watch, but you have to understand that there are some pieces of the show that are dragged out for no reason. They have pieces of the show that don't need to be there. Like this show should have been done, if you're going to stretch, it should have been only 6 episodes at the most. I mean, do it like British shows. Give me a beginning, a middle, and an end. And David knows I always say this because British people, they know how to make a show. They know, and you get all the information you need. At the end of the show, you have the killer, you have what's happening next, like you have it all. And that's what they should have done with this show, or they could have just made it a lifetime movie that was like 2.5 hours and the show could have been done.
So this is a good segue to our part.
Yes.
So I felt that I agree. Did Tyler Perry write that? He definitely wrote the end. He definitely wrote this last episode. Like the way this stuff just kind of duplicity. If you remember watching Tyler Perry's Duplicity, that was better than this. For one, it was a movie and we got it over with. But in the end, they kind of threw stuff. But anyway, the reason I say this is because the way it starts is not the way it ends, right? So it starts with Eleanor's story, it moves to
Mhm.
Nancy's story, it ends with Mary's story, but then it actually anyway. So it kind of goes back to Nancy and Mary. So what I did, Kim and I were talking. I felt like there's 3 Lifetime movies here, as what Kim and I were discussing. So like the murder mystery, as we're discussing, that's episodes 4, 5, and 7. Really,
Mhm.
Nancy has an affair with Howard. Howard kills Nancy to cover up the affair. In the end, Mary and Eleanor solve the murder. All that happens in those 3 episodes. Done.
Mhm.
Like everything else has really nothing to do with that. And that is a solid Lifetime movie, a good hour and a half Lifetime movie that would be
Mhm.
compelling, as Kim said. Boom, boom,
Mhm.
boom, and you get all the twists and turns.
Yep.
Then you got Mary's story. It's a family drama. You got mother, who loves being a mom, but drug addiction takes over her because the pressures of being mom gets too much for her.
Mhm.
She tries, to get a divorce from an abusive, manipulative husband, who once the custody battle starts, he snaps and says, "Hey, I'm going to kill this woman so she doesn't take my children." And Nancy and
Mhm.
Eleanor save her, from Howard. Boom, in another Lifetime movie. Like
Yes.
6, 7, and 8 gives you that story, and then the other one's just unnecessary. Like it's just kind of out there. I'm trying. I was
Yeah,
like,
it looks good. It looks
it's,
really good.
it's
Yeah.
PowerPoint and some fingers. And then
Yeah.
finally, the last and least interesting story is Eleanor. Eleanor fell in love with her friend's husband 25 years ago from college. Since then she's never had a stable relationship because she's been harboring this love for her friend's husband. She has a secret relationship with Jordan. After her friend dies, it doesn't matter. She could die of cancer. She could die of anything. She tries to have a relationship with the husband. That goes terribly. In the end, she heals from that and finds a new love with some random ass black dude on the back of a yacht. And then there you go. And that's episodes 1 through 3. And then 8. You just jump to 8. Don't even watch the other ones in the middle because it has nothing to do with the Eleanor story. Just jump to 8. And you'll be like, okay, this makes sense. Like, okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. It'll confuse you. If you watch the other stuff, you'll be like, what the what? Huh?
I would say watch the whole thing, but when he's like skip around. Okay.
That's how I do it. That's how I save myself some time. Do you think there will be a sequel from her? So again, this is based on the book. So and the book kind of wrapped up. So I think they're gonna leave it as an open ending story, but I think it's
Yeah.
up to us as the reader to kind of be
Right,
like,
to determine it. Yeah, it's one of those kind of endings. Like
yeah,
whatever the audience can think of,
yeah,
go ahead and end the story
end the story.
with your.
Scott and David should have sued the LAPD for every dime that they have in their budget.
Mhm.
David was held for at least a couple of days
Yep.
on no evidence whatsoever because he wasn't even
Except for his
trying.
name. And his name was David, not David. It was David.
And
Totally two different names.
they never even bothered to figure out why Howard was called David. Fuck you. That further
Never.
negates everything that happened in the first 3 episodes because they were chasing down the David. Mary looked up every David she ever knew in college and everyone she tracked that Nancy knew online and never asked her fucking husband, why was she calling you David? Hey, baby, you work. She met David at work, as we said last week. Baby, have you seen our friend Nancy with anyone? We believe that her lover killer was at work. They didn't even do that shit. I was like, fuck you, man. All of these are basic questions.
I'm sorry. The whole detective thing. Now I love the woman who played the detective. I've seen. She used to be on oh my gosh. Not Desperate Housewives. She was on this other show. Something Maids. Oh my gosh. It was a show. I can't remember. It was like a Latino show, and it was about maids. Anyway, it was on ABC.
Okay.
And it was like she's really good. Like I love her, but I just was very disappointed in this character because it was a terrible detective.
Yes.
It was really bad. I was like, what are we doing here? Like,
So,
okay, what is it? Her name is Anna Torres, and she was in. I'm looking it up, David, because I love her. There it is. Devious Maids.
Devious Maids.
Devious Maids is so good. It's such a good show. It got canceled, but it was a Latino show. But it was English. It was all English. But it was what is her name?
Eva.
Eva Longoria made that show.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And she made it with the guy who made Desperate Housewives.
That makes sense.
She made it. It was a really good show. Had 3 seasons. 3 seasons.
Wow.
It was a really good show. It had a murder mystery at the beginning, and then you just kind of twinkle down, and you get they're trying to solve it. So actually it was from 2013 to 2016. Really good show, and they canceled it, and I was so pissed off. I was like, this is.
So okay, Chris, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take my. I'm sorry. Again, the way it starts is not the way it ends. All the episodes are good, and it's a good journey. Like the journey is interesting. I wanted to get going, but you don't get the payoff that 1, 2, and 3. The Eleanor story is
and also too 1, 2, and 3. You gotta tell them 1, 1, and 2 are very slow. You gotta get past it. You gotta watch it. You gotta get past that. Now you get to 3, it starts rampant. You get to 4, it's full throttle. Okay. And it is. It starts to really start running. Like you start running. And that's what I liked about it.
But then you run into a brick wall once you get to 7. And then it's like what? Like it's 4. I said what I said. Look, 4. I put the graphic like I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. 4, 5, and 7. Just watch 4, 5, and 7. I'm telling you, you will save yourself a whole bunch of pain and effort. You will, because the trailer is about Nancy's murder. That is 100% how they show, and that's not episodes 1 through 3. 1, 2, and 3. No. None of it. Like it's Eleanor trying to be a scandal. She's the perfect client for Olivia Pope. That's
absolutely
what it's and I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is not what was in the trailer. And then it just gets weird after that. But it's Apple TV does not skimp on production. It's well put together. The cast is awesome. You know what I'm saying? It looks great. You know what I'm saying? And if you can just enjoy the episodes as they are and just let some stuff slide, you'll be like, okay. Like you'll be like, all right, it happened. I saw some stuff and stuff happened.
And it's missing stuff. It is missing stuff. Like there is stuff that's missing, and we still don't know the answer.
Huge fucking chunks that you're just like, how are these girls? I can't. I don't understand, and it will scratch your head. Like, so like again, Robert's family financial issues. didn't mean anything in the end. The whole story about the boat. When she was on the yacht, I somehow thought that was the yacht that his family was talking about. Like said yacht would sail again when they're all at the table.
Hmm.
So then I was like, oh, he Robert has the boat, named it after Nancy, and they are all on it. You know what I'm saying? And again, we're recognizing Nancy. We're celebrating her friend's child as she would, even though again she didn't in the show, and they should have because they. And that's my problem, Kim. You make a good point. This is bad writing. There was a child birthday party, and they didn't have a damn thing. They just showed up, and
Yeah.
and Robert didn't even want to be there. So I was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. But you had the opportunity to do what Kim is saying, where you bring everything back together again. And it's like, oh, and the baby, she never, yeah. Why did you poison our child on the record? On the record. So we
Oh my
hear,
God, yes. Like that should have been, to me, that should have been one, like at least the second question. Like, why would you do that to our baby? Like, what is wrong?
yes,
But David, it all would have been much better with that question, yes. But if she was recording it,
no,
her phone was right there.
Kim, I'm not arguing that in no way, shape, or form. That's every mystery you've ever seen. It's always,
Yes,
and then the cops swoop in just as he's about to kill her, and they
that's
get
it.
him. And he goes to jail because it's all on the record. And thank you, he got Scott out of jail because of the confession and da 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 da
Right.
da. And like, don't
Yep.
insult us that Scott watched the whole damn thing and it made no effort to like Eleanor and Mary said, you made no effort to call. Also, that's the other thing. They want you to believe that Nancy was stupid enough to confront someone. No, yeah, Nancy was stupid enough to confront Howard after already breaking up with him, after he already sent pictures that hurt her marriage, after threatening her by grabbing her arm,
Yep.
and she was so scared she got her molester to come and help her.
Of all people,
Of
of
all-
all people, you call him?
And then I'm like, Nancy, you're like, yo, I just remembered I was a child when you and I were having sex and you were helping me pay for ballet classes. What?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. But by the way, after I chastise you, could you please come rough up my new lover? What? Who is he? Oh, it's my best friend's husband. Oh, you ain't shit, girl. Like, we need to hear that whole conversation. Like, what
Yes.
was his response at that point? What?
Correct.
So instead
Yeah.
of sleeping with your mom's boyfriend, now you're sleeping with your best friend's husband.
Right.
Yes. Because of
Right.
you made me like this, or something.
Yeah,
Why didn't she wait in the car until he showed up?
exactly. That's what I would have done. My doors would have been locked. Like,
Or I wouldn't have showed up, period. I wouldn't even
yeah,
went there. But if you got backup, if this you're sending him there to be your muscle, wait for your muscle to show up.
yeah. Then get out the car.
Then get-
And then your muscle's behind the wall and he comes out with the gun. Howard, leave her alone. I don't want to have to tell you again. Get in the car, Nancy. Get in the car, Nancy. And then we leave. Right?
Yeah, and then somehow Howard had hands we don't know about. He beats up, kills Scott, takes the gun, then kills Nancy. Now we get, okay, well, at least you made an effort. Like, and I'm like, they want us to believe these dumbass LAPD detectives. They want us to believe they only had one detective on this high profile murder case, number one, and we saw him. We saw her slap him, DNA. We saw him drag her just like that private detective who didn't have a name for some reason, solved the
Yeah.
entire crime by himself in episode 7.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
No DNA, no footprints. Where was Howard's car? Did you notice you never saw Howard's car?
No, we never saw it. Nope. Nope.
When they
And then
were,
Eleanor was, and then I was also wondering, how come, okay, everybody is parking to me in the middle of a road. Because
Yes.
it doesn't it look like it's
Yes.
a road. It's like a two-way road. That was weird to me.
It's a gravel area that they apparently could have drove into. But to your point, Eleanor's the only one to figure that out because everybody
Exactly.
else parks and walks into that bitch because she
Right.
drove in. I'm like, why didn't Nancy just drive in and say, "Hey, Howard, stay outside"? Also, that's what iPhones are for. I told you I don't want to be with you. Why are we still having this conversation?
Thank you.
Leave
Yes.
me alone. Click, block the number. Not that hard. Not that hard.
Not at all. Not that hard at all. And if he persists, That's when Robert, even though Robert is, Robert, maybe Robert could have said, you know what, Howard, I know about your affair. If you come near my wife again, I will have you arrested. And Robert has the power to do it. Like, what?
Right. I mean, apparently he could just be like, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, this doesn't make. It was just painful, y'all. They had to make things happen so things would happen, and I get that, but
Yeah.
it was ridiculous. Like, I hope the book was not written like this because this doesn't. It doesn't make any sense how quickly they turned in the storyline. And maybe they were like, we only have 8 episodes, so we got to cut some stuff, but we got to put some stuff in. Like certain things have to happen. So everything we're talking about, they actually did have. David, are you gonna check out One Spoon of Chocolate? I don't know what that is.
Me
Uh
neither. I never heard that.
Paris
Quentin
Jackson is in the
Tarantino.
movie. I don't know what that is, but I can look into it. Michael Jackson's
Yeah.
daughter, Paris is in. Yeah, you already said that. I don't know. I think that's the interview that Kim sent to me. She was being interviewed by Night Watch. Is that her name? The name of the channel. Um,
Weekend. It's Weekend Watch.
we can watch. So and
That's the name of the channel.
So I saw again I think, but my as I told Kim, I just felt like Courtney Kemp is being trapped in power. Like when even with that interview, when it was what I could see was mostly about power, and so it's hard for her to get out of that. So I hope she does. Home Invasion, I didn't check it out. Tomorrow we're gonna do Unrequited, so we can look into that. How did Nancy get to the bridge after Eleanor kicked her out of the car? That's a I don't. How did Nancy get to the bridge after Eleanor? That's right. No, she had her own car. It was she had her own car. She jumped in Eleanor's car, and that's where Eleanor said. She said, "Will you come with me?" And she said, "No. I don't know what you're doing, but just, you." And I think maybe because she's like, "You're cheating on Robert," and I love Robert. That should have been discussed when Eleanor was confessing to Mary to marry, or why she didn't help Nancy finish it. I didn't help her because I was mad that she was cheating on Robert. I would never do that. And maybe that's why she was like, what? Like, you got Robert. Why would you like something like that? And that would make more sense to me. Like why? But no, she just got in her own vehicle and drove off. It was, I mean, so the Criminal Mind is finally, oh, really? Okay. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't watch the online version after a while.
Me neither.
But
I like the other one. I didn't really get into the online one ever.
yeah, just
So
maybe I just
didn't
got
feel
tired of
right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got kind
Yeah.
of I like the first. Anyway, we're getting off track. So this came in the Criminal Minds episode. Again, 3 Lifetime movies. As we succinctly try to wrap up for you. As is, it's a mess. It's 3 stories just kind of thrown together, and the ending is not what it's advertised. I could. Will you agree? How this story is not what was advertised?
No, no, it's not. It's not. It's like a DTF. Like DTF was the same way. Like what I was looking for a murder mystery, and then here we have this. I'm not gonna say what happened, but it just was not what I was. I was like, why am I watching this? Like, what are we doing here? And it was very boring. It was so boring. I was like, I cannot.
You're talking about DTF at this point, just to be clear.
Yeah,
Just to be
yeah.
clear.
DTF
Just
was
to be clear.
terrible, and I love Jason Bateman, and also like the guy from
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great cast. Anyway, that's another review.
Yeah.
Would you anything else burning in your heart for Imperfect
No,
Women?
I mean, like I said, I feel like I mean, I'm not gonna say not to watch it. I'm not gonna say that. But just be enlightened to the fact that some things are missing. You don't get the answer to a lot of questions that you're gonna have. You can't watch this without having questions because there's a lot of them. But I mean, like it looks really nice. The women look really nice. The conversation is a good conversation about women's relationships, I think. But other than that, like I said, 1, 2, boring, very boring. Get past it. 3, and then 4. 3 is okay, but when you get to that 4, it kind of takes off for me. And then you get to 6, it's really good, and then 7 and 8 kind of towards the end of 8 I was happy, but having to get to at the last part that made me happy was a lot. So it was like, what are we doing? It was just too much packed into episode 8, I thought. That was unnecessary. So
again, assuming what story you're trying to tell. If you're
Right.
doing
Yeah.
if you're doing the family drama, it pops up almost immediately, really, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, and it
Mhm.
takes care of that. Eleanor's, we're going back to episode one. Eleanor's family squabbles gets wrapped up, but then it wasn't even established up front. But it was a great scene. It was a great scene. If that was the story, that would have been a perfect ending to I'm finally coming home. I wanted my family together.
Because also too, we never really got the answer to why Donovan is watching his sister this way.
That's
Like,
what.
is his sister mentally ill? Is this why she, no, seriously, I mean, they could have, I felt like maybe he's watching her because of what happened with Nancy. He thought she might go off her meds or something. That was, I'm trying to
Yeah,
make
but
up the
now,
story in
see,
my head.
you're doing tomorrow. You're doing tomorrow. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
you know what I mean? Like,
it's a better story. No, but to your point, he said, episode, we don't you want you running again. Like you keep on running from your problems, right? Like, so
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
what problems did you run from? Were they
thank
relationship
you.
based? Were they all about Caucasian men? Like he makes it seem like she has a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I'll be, running after me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah.
it just didn't make sense to me why he would do. And then he was like, "Well, mom is coming," and I was like, "Okay, so if mom is coming, that means that mom is the fixer. Mom is the one who straightens you out."
I
Do you know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah, I did. So I thought, and then mom didn't come to her. She came to mom, and her mom made her. And again, where's the brother? Like this should be a family moment where it's like, hey, Donovan told me I'm here, and we can work this out as a family. No, it's just those two. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and then who's this random ass woman with Donovan? I thought he was hanging out with white women in episode 1 and 2. Like, who is this black woman? I'm confused.
I mean,
Um,
we can have variety of women.
but I'm saying, but to be like again to who said it again, Eleanor took Mary's advice, get your own family, kind of move on, right? Like he also said, like, again, kind of keep it in the community, you know what I'm saying? But like, did he
Yeah.
also do so? Like, there was no dialogue to explain who these two people were. Were they just having a good time, or is this showing that she now is looking for a stable relationship, right?
Right. As she moved
Jordan,
on. Yeah.
Jordan should have snapped and killed somebody. Like he was there, like, I'm your man, baby. Like, why you treat me like this? And none of that went anywhere. Like,
No.
it
He
was
didn't
just
even sue her. I was waiting for him to sue her.
we
I
we
was waiting
discussed
because
that.
for sexual harassment.
We said that last. Like, I'm like, that
Yeah.
should have been the story. That should have been the story. You took advantage of me. Now I'm thinking about friends and neighbors. Even though that's not necessarily what happened, but
But it would have made a
that,
really good storyline for
well,
Eleanor, because now because this is why your brother's watching you, because
yes,
you do these things. You have a past. Your
yes,
past. You always
yes,
do these things, and now the Donovan's a lawyer and the mom is a lawyer. Now they have to come and get you out of this,
I
right?
fixed it. I fixed
No,
this.
but
Yeah.
no, they didn't do that.
I was like, and then so going back to the line of Eleanor, see episode 1 or 2. Eleanor finds out that Donovan told Robert not to date her, stay away from my sister, and she was mad at him all these years, and that makes you like, you were right, thank you. Something like tie it back to that, like, hey, thank you, brother. You were looking out for me. I just couldn't see it. So yes, I was disappointed with DTF. You know what? I watched 1 and 2, half of episode 3, and I just jumped to the last episode. And then
Per
I was
usual.
I was so fucking mad. I was so upset by that episode. I just kept on fast forwarding until you found him in the bathhouse or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck or what? I'm like, if
Yeah.
I would have watched that week to week, I would have threw my damn TV. Like, I'm like, and that's
Yeah.
what this right here, bingeable. Like, if you're gonna watch this as a series, do not do if you would watch this week to week, I would have been mad. Like, I was happy that I was able to binge it, and I wasn't sitting up here biting my nails, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen for what we got? Is what I'm saying. I would
Yeah.
have been.
I
This
did week to week. So yeah.
I was like, I binged this bad boy. I needed more. Yeah, it was more. It was more to give. But
Yeah.
again, I say it's not about more episodes. It's better writing. 8 episodes is
Mhm.
more than enough time to flush out one of the 3 stories that they needed the focus. They needed the focus on one character, one main character, and one storyline.
And the thing is that, okay, we can do Eleanor first episode. Second episode is Mary. Third episode is Nancy, right? So we get background, right? They
Okay.
go backwards, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's each one of those episodes And
Yeah.
at the end of each episode, we bring it forward, right? We see the
Okay.
women together, they
All right.
go on a dinner, whatever.
All right.
Fourth episode, then we start talking about seeing them all together and what the things they talk about and things like that. And then,
Mm.
5 and 6, that's when stuff is really happening, that's when the murder is happening and, all these things. And then we get 7 and 8. This is how we end the story. But none
Yeah.
of that happened because the narration, they had it set up. They were each narrating the story. So
Yeah.
why couldn't they narrate their own story, but give us an actual story? Do you know what I'm saying?
So and as we discussed, Eleanor is the only one who didn't get flashbacks for some reason.
Right,
Like
right.
so we don't know ground truth of again what actually happened when she met Robert, because that was kind of like the driving force in this particular storyline. We don't know what happened with the mama and Donovan, that she was on the outs with the family since that came back up in episode 8.
Yep,
Casting is very important because Scott was the same actor from 25 plus years ago to today, and it looked
yeah.
ridiculous. And it was hard to see him. Like, he's supposed to be an old ass man, or at least older, and they look like him and Nancy look the same damn age. And I'm like, this what? Like, this is what you need to have. That Howard should have been older. He was a grown ass man when he met his wife as
Right.
a student 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and they should have recasted Mary to a younger actress, just like they did.
You know what? I was gonna say that, but I said I'm not gonna be mean like that. But I feel like I love her acting. I do. I
Yes,
think she's a really great
yes,
actress.
yes,
I just feel like no, if we're gonna do the contrast between the ages here, you're not you're not it. It
yeah,
should have been a different person to
yes.
play Mary's character. Yes.
just like just like they did Nancy, just like they did Nancy. They got a
Yes, I
younger
can do with
actor,
Nancy.
and that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like, it just gives you a different connotation when you see a younger, innocent-looking person with a much older, adult, mature person. It just gives you a better contrast what they were trying to achieve. I was just like,
Right.
huh? I was like, and look, but again, Michael C. Hall, he played himself as a child in Dexter, and I was like, just put a wig on his head, and I was like, that looks silly. Shows and series are making crossovers for entertainment and creativity now. I mean, it's again, it's again. I didn't read the book, so I'm gonna look up the book. I want to know how the book ends, and pray that they don't do the same thing. Home Invasion. I'll check it out, DeMarcus. I'll at least look at it to see if it looks like something. Like I said, we're doing a 2B movie tomorrow. And I'm sorry, anything else? Anything else for Imperfect Women? Kim?
No, actually, nope. I don't have anything. Nope.
Well, then we will say thank you very much for hanging out with us. Please check out, if you want to check out the entire series. Again, I can't stop you. Like, enjoy the ride. If you haven't already, just enjoy the ride and just be prepared for as Kim said, for the tracks it takes you on. It's a good journey. Before the end, I told Kim this is a good journey. I was interested in the journey, and I appreciate every episode that I watched. I'm just like, well, heck. It's just, it just the destination. The destination hurt the journey. Let me say that's why I felt like. No problem. And thank you. Then thank you. So please join and subscribe if you have done all that. Please leave a permanent comment. Tomorrow we got two. We got from and then we got unrequited, which, let me tell you, is far better storytelling story-wise than Mary. Like, Mary is what I thought that is, like, that's Mary and Cassandra same. You know what I'm saying? And Cassandra makes far more sense. And that's it hurts me to say that, but Cassandra makes far more sense. And the way they do the stories. But I look forward to, I'm gonna watch it again actually.
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna watch it again tonight because I watched it when it first came out, and that was like I think it was like last month. I think it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
my pro I'm doing it for the inconsistencies, because
Okay.
it's kind of like The Sixth Sense. Do you remember the
Mhm.
name of the movie where the woman was assaulted and she created a different personality? And then, like she was married to a white, it was a black woman married to a white woman, and then she created a different personality that wanted her to kill her husband or whatever.
Oh, I
And she
don't remember what that
it
was.
was
No.
anyway. Point is, once the twist of Cassandra, right, and they kind of show you what reality was.
What really happened? Yeah.
Certain things just don't make no damn sense. So I'm like, it's like, this ain't adding up. I know what you're trying to go for, but this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's Tubi and it's Christopher Stokes, right? He has some that he knocks it out the park, and then he has some where you're kind of like, what? What was that? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah.
But
So,
again, at the end, I was like, oh, okay. But again, I love the idea. I love the get ready for Genesis. I believe that no, excuse me, Nemesis. Nemesis will get y'all numbers. I hope so, DeMarcus. But again,
yeah.
I think a lot of people, they want power. They really want power, and they're gonna and yeah. So I hope.
Well,
Courtney gets numbers.
if Courtney is addressing that, it's not power, and I'm hoping I want her to have all the success. Period.
Me
So I'm
too.
not
Me
even
too.
gonna I'm gonna be positive about
Me
it.
too.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to enjoy it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because she deserves to move on from power. So
Yes.
let's just give her that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see what it's about. We don't want to condemn it before we see it. So I'm excited for it because
Me
I'm
too.
definitely we're reviewing it. So.
Yeah. It's on Tubi. Blake Truth. It's on Tubi, and it's a good movie. Unrequited. Unrequited is the title.
I'm excited, yeah.
It's
And you
on.
know that young lady who's starring in that, she started with Tyler Perry, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, she was on, oh my gosh, one of his shows. I can't remember which show it was. I can't remember. I got to think about it and I'll send it to you. But she was on one of his shows.
Oh.
She was a dispatcher, 911 dispatcher. I can't remember what show it was. Jesus Christ. But that's what she played.
We all no. I ain't doing no Devil's Wear Apology.
No. I was gonna go to the movies and actually.
I Love You is wrong.
That's it. That's what it was, and she was really good in that.
And she. We'll talk. So she was well acted. Flex was not, but it was.
Well, Flex never is though.
I'm just like, damn, bro. But it almost made anyway. Tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:00. Have a good evening.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching in the chat.
I enjoy The View very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this. Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go there?
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.